let's talk about champagne. So let me tell you a little bit about A.R. Lenoble. It is run by a brother and sister. Their vineyard is located in 3 prime locations throughout Champagne. Within the Grand Cru village of Chilolay, the premier cru village of Bisoulay, and the village of Demarais. Let's dive into this. I'm really excited. This is the A.R. Lenoble. It is a 100% Chardonnay, Grand Cru across the board. This is a magnificent wine. Ooh, I'm excited. The base wine is from the 2015 harvest. About 45% of the wine is actually their reserve wine, and the reserve wine is aged in oak. And I love anything aged in oak. It adds a smoothness, a butteriness. That malolactic fermentation just, to me, softens the champagne, softens the wine. There's nothing wrong with a good sharp wine or a good sharp champagne, but to me, when it's been aged for any amount of time in oak and that malolactic fermentation happens, it's just fantastic. So let's get a nose of this. Yeah, I get some lemon. Definitely some fresh fruit, some apple. You're gonna laugh at this, but it smells like spring flowers. It smells like, it almost smells like a bouquet of flowers. Wow. I'm really excited to try this, like really, really excited. Here we go, I'm ready. Oh, that is delicious. That is absolutely delicious. It's acidic. It's definitely dry, which I love. I love a good, dry, acidic champagne. That's just my absolute favorite. Ooh. Green apple. Some bread dough. I wouldn't say brioche, but definitely some bready notes. And that finish is long. It just stays with you. Wow. Here, have a look. I like that. That's intense. I'm impressed. I'm really, really impressed. This is absolutely magnificent. Wow. Like, wow. I need some more of that. Wow, that is just so fresh. So that's how a lot of people would review a wine or a champagne. It has this note, it smells like this, it smells like that. I'm all about what it means to me. how it tastes to me. I'm going to just give you the average everyday person's perspective on a good champagne. And this is how I would, if someone asked me, hey, what do you think? Is this good? Is this bad? I would say this. It smells delicious. I mean, if it smells good, I'm not a big fan of really yeasty smelling champagnes. Nothing wrong with that. This is about my personal taste. And as we dive further and further into more champagnes and we get more immersed into different grapes and different harvests and different vineyards and different makers and all this and that, there's so many different variations, and I guarantee you over the course of our journey together, my opinions are going to change 100 times. But right now, I like more softer, more fresher champagnes. I'm not a big fan of pink champagne and of the sweet champagnes. However, one of my absolute favorites in the world is the Veuve Clicquot Rosé. Don't know why. It's just delicious to me, and I just really enjoy it. But tasting a champagne, it's all about how it makes you feel. That's really the bottom line is, does it make you happy? When you look at the glass, when you are just staring at it, does it invoke a positive emotion? When you smell it, does it bring back a memory? Does it remind you of something? Does it bring you someplace? This, wow. Champagne to me is emotional. It invokes memory, it invokes emotion, it brings you someplace, it takes you away. It's not just wine with bubbles in it, and I get really, really heated when someone says that. It's just wine with bubbles in it. It's not. Prosecco is wine with bubbles in it. Cava is wine with bubbles in it. Champagne is something totally different. It is a completely different animal. And I'll tell you, there's a huge difference, and you can taste the difference. Let's go back into this. It rolls past your tongue. As it finishes, it dries out your mouth as a good dry champagne will. And it lingers. I'm still tasting it. It's still there. It's not letting go. The taste is still there. It's magnificent. Wow, I've had a lot of champagnes, and I'm gonna have a lot more, and I'm sure I'll have more and more experiences where I'm moved by something. But the AR Lenoble this is one of my absolute favorites. Like this right there. That's the one. That's oh, magnifique. That's all I can say is magnifique. Let's take another look. Look at that mousse. And those are itty bitty bubbles. That is just fantastic. I could look at that all day. That's like watching a movie to me. AR Lenoble. Blanc de Blanc, Grand Cru. And you know what? I was mistaken. The dosage is 5 grams per liter, not 2. A lot of people ask me, why do I wear rugby jerseys? Well, I'll tell you. I have been playing rugby for darn near 27 years. At this point in my career, I'm more of a player coach than anything else, but I still get on the field from time to time and I still bang heads. As anyone who knows anything about rugby will tell you, beer and rugby go hand in hand. After every game, we all host a party, and win or lose, we all get together and celebrate. We drink, we eat, and rugby is a phenomenal fraternity. And it doesn't make a difference what your race is, what your gender is, what your orientation is. Rugby accepts you for who you are no matter what. And I have found that rugby is absolutely the best thing in the world for me. I love it. And recently, I finished the game and I was sitting and drinking champagne. And one of the players from the opposite team came over, probably to say, hey, sorry I kicked you in the face. Here's a beer. And he goes, hey, why are you drinking champagne? When he asked me that, I was reminded of Napoleon. And I said to him, of rugby and champagne in victory, one deserves it. In defeat, one still deserves it. And he looked at me and he smiled. I poured him a glass of champagne, we talked, we laughed, and I got myself a convert. Thank you all for hanging out with me today. This has been an absolutely fantastic time, a fantastic champagne, a fantastic journey. AR Lenoble, wow, I'm moved. And I after a half a bottle of champagne, I'm ready for the other half. Until the next time, champagne every day.